Let's try that. There we go. Much better. I changed what USB I was plugged into, so I knew that shit was going to be fucky for a second. Hello. How is everyone? Happy Homestuck Day for all those who celebrate. Check out this new tattoo that I got. It's Hypno. Someone asked me yesterday, is that a dragon holding a yo-yo? And I acted like that was a ridiculous question, which was a little bit rude of me. Even though the answer is, oh, it's just a Pokemon that I've decided to put on my neck is just as absurd. Hopefully everyone's doing, as well as they can today on this day, this gloomy Chicago day. We are going to get into some more 1000xResist today on the stream. For those who have not been catching it, it is a absolutely beautifully written and voice acted game that does not have enough love. The evil one is you. Happy birthday, Devin. Thank you so much. Hello. Vitriol Link. Been a while since I could catch up a stream. Don't know anything about this game. Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you very much and welcome. This game is very impressive so far. I think there's been 2 or 3 streams, so if you like what you see today, you can catch the VODs on YouTube or on here, but I can explain things as we go, plot-wise. And for those who haven't seen the game yet, the game is set in a future world. The amount of time is a little bit unclear deliberately right now. I think we'll get more detail on that soon. But it is in a world that has been devastated in around 2040 by a virus that kills 100% of the population by causing all of the liquid in your body to leak out of your eyes until you die. And hey, Waluigi Bowser, welcome. Everyone on the planet was killed by this virus that was supposedly brought to Earth by a race of aliens called the Occupants. Except for one girl, one high school student in Canada named Iris, who was immune. And she was experimented on by some kind of military organization or the government to try and find a cure for the virus because she was immune to it. And they experimented on her by making clones of her and doing all kinds of unpleasant things to those clones, which made her obviously very angry to witness and hopeless. And she was also just kind of a very flawed, petty, high school age girl, as we learned from some of the flashbacks in the game. And so eventually she made some kind of deal with the Occupants and had the few remaining humans who were all in hazmat suits studying her killed, is what we most recently learned in the last chapter. So this is a game about what happens after that. All that remains alive, humanity-wise, are descendants, clones, modified clones of Iris, and you play as one of them, and each one's assigned a particular societal role, and we're assigned the role of Watcher, which means that we dive into Iris's memories to record data for some reason about her history and life. There's also a knower who kind of stores historical records. There's a fighter, bang bang fire. There's a healer. There's a few different roles. There's a principal who's a leader. And everyone has a very particular slotted in role in this very oppressive society. They've all been denied access to the immunity that Iris has. Iris is apparently up in some nether space that you are sent to commune with when you are chosen by her to die or pass on to the next land. That's what they're taught in their society. But it's a very strictly regimented society where everyone is a descendant, everyone's a clone of this woman. They all look like her, but they don't have her immunity. They've been denied her immunity by Iris, who's in their society known as the All-Mother because she's their god. She's the mother from which they've all come. And there's a lot going on in the game with the unreliability of memory. I've been watching Interview with the Vampire. Memory is a monster, for those of you who are into that, and I think there's some similarities there where there's a lot of diving into Iris's memories and diving into the past at various time points in this pandemic and the creation of this clone society, and you get different pieces of information at each stage that calls into question every narrative that you've been fed up to that point. So there's a lot of really fun, interesting stuff going on here. Everything's fully voice acted very well. I learned about this game because the dev was on Anime Sickos and talked really compellingly about what they were trying to set out to do with the game. And I've just been loving it, and it's a very niche game, so anything I can do to get more love on it and introduce people to it as a narrative, I'm happy to do. So we're going to play a little bit more tonight, maybe another chapter or two, depending on how long they take. Thanks for being here, Airgender. Happy birthday to me, and Neil banging out the tunes. And Allison Williams also turns 37 today, of Megan and Girls fame. And my other birthday twins are, unfortunately, Thomas Jefferson and Christopher Hitchens. Those are my celebrity birthday twins. So Allison Williams is kind of the best one there, for what it's worth. RIP, yes. There was definitely a time when the Christopher Hitchens one I thought was cool, as like an offensive edgelord atheist teen. Whoop, sorry about that. So yeah, so you do not necessarily need to have watched the previous streams of the game to get into this one. I'll explain narrative beats that aren't super obvious, but there's also things that you're supposed to not know. Like there's plenty that is getting unveiled in pieces and unreliable information that you're given at various points in the game. So if certain things are unclear, just use your inference powers and also know that it's probably by design anyway. And yes, very story-driven game, so we'll be just kind of chilling, taking in a lot of cutscenes and dialogue, and finding out what is the truth a little bit more in this game. So yeah, for all my Zodiac heads, which I know it's almost none of you, the Venus retrograde is over, but we're still in Aries season, baby. Oops, sorry, I'm just closing out my Twitch controls. So we're chilling. We're at our full power. All right, without further ado, you can hear the game audio probably in the background. Very beautiful music throughout this game. Very beautiful, sad, piano-driven music. And without further ado, we're gonna dive into the dang game. Content for only me, yippee, yes. It's really, there's a lot of really good themes in this game. Iris is a first-generation Chinese immigrant, and a lot of her backstory involves her parents' trauma, being involved in the Hong Kong protests and having to flee their home for Canada due to that, and Iris trying to assimilate herself as much as possible into her, surrounding culture in Canada, and trying to distance herself from another more visibly different, more recently immigrated Chinese girl classmate who she's kind of Iris is a dick to her, honestly, but the girl looks up to her, and so there's a lot of like very interesting, compelling things going on there. Iris's mother has a lot of trauma that we see in certain flashbacks from being involved in the protests, and so there's lots of like interesting layers there. And then you map onto that the content about aliens and viruses and people's anxieties about viruses, all kinds of really cool working parts in the game. Really, really fascinating stuff. So I hope people enjoy if they haven't seen it yet, and we'll dive on in and cozy up and knock out a chapter or two of this good shit. All right, So we're starting off from the very top of chapter 5. And let me know how my audio mixing is, if I need to go down, or game audio needs to go up, or anything like that. So this is the train station. When you are called to join the All-Mother, you wait for a train which shows up, and you get on it, and it takes you away, and you're never seen or heard from again, and you're supposedly with the All-Mother. We don't know if she's really alive. Is she immortal? We don't know what the truth is there, but that's happened to one of Watcher's friends. Fixer was called to go be with the All-Mother at the beginning of the game, but then started appearing in front of Watcher from time to time, and then was supposedly executed for not following the rules and going when she was supposed to be gone, and diving into memories of the All-Mother that she wasn't supposed to be diving into. So that's just one of the many things that Watcher is processing right now. But the biggest one is having found out that Iris supposedly collaborated with the occupants, the aliens, to kill the remaining humans after the big outbreak happened.
Wish I had done it differently. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay, one more thing. Just to clarify, up until this point in the game, you've had this little secretary floating around you. It's like kind of like Navi from Zelda or something like that. This little robot that helps give you contextual information and helps you navigate and is just your buddy. And Watcher has just learned in a flashback that these little robots were actually a gift to Iris from the occupants, the aliens that she's been raised to believe all her life are the enemy. And she smackarooed the shit out of her little buddy and presumably destroyed them. So that's another thing she's reeling with right now. And this is Fixer.
Come on, cut me a break. I'm not good at goodbyes. Yeah? So? You're here now, aren't you?
Fixer.
Different approach, same result. It's fine.
It's not fine. Why do we always say that?
Who knows? Some old thing.
Nothing's the same anymore.
Guess not.
You came to me.
Yep. Time to help Mom kill some occupants.
You needed help.
You're not jealous?
You trusted me.
Do you think we can really do it? Live on the surface again? Hey, I was gonna live it up.
I was reckless. Stupid.
That's not what I said.
I killed you.
So everything that Fixer is saying is what she said in her last interaction with Watcher before getting on the train and joining with the All-Mother.
I finally get to see how this train works. It's been driving me nuts this whole time. How does it switch? What makes it turn the right way? It seems simple from far away, but the closer you get...
You were good to me.
Seems like it.
Fixer, if I could do anything...
I'll text.
To make it right.
I'm not one for rules.
I would.
So if this is feeling hard to follow, it's deliberately a mismatch of dialogue because Fixer is a flashback.
Well, how convenient. I always thought you'd get called first. Better late than never.
Train is departing, sisters.
Hey, Watcher. You don't want to miss this one.
this actually happening? Is she actually getting on the train? Seems like it. But was that train for her, or was it for... Well... Principal, who's like the leader, has been called by the train many times and just refuses to get on. So that's another thing we know.
Imagine someone holding your hand whenever you're scared.
So it could be for Principal.
Carrying you home whenever you're weary. Imagine waking up from the best dream, only to realize it is your life. This is what it was like to love the All-Mother. I had lived for this moment. To stand before her, to deserve her love. Fixer once asked me, what is the first thing you'll do when you get to the other side? I said, isn't it obvious? Cry. Take off my mask and breathe in. I asked Fixer what she would do. She said,
We are. It looks like we're supposedly about to actually talk to the All-Mother for real. Which we haven't known up to this point whether she even is alive or real.
There's an us with a pattern we are threading. There's a nearness and its gravity is echoing. Sister, what are you doing out here? You mustn't interrupt.
Oh man,
the
I'm pissed.
incantation.
Wow.
You know, this is Mother's time. What is it that cannot wait?
I'm honestly shocked that Iris is actually alive still. And she might not actually be. This could be fake for all we know, but... Alright, these are some of the phrases of the society. Blue, here to here.
red to blue, Mother. I gave up everything to walk beside you.
Oh shit, yes! Oh fuck! Wow, I did not even try to ask questions or clarify anything. I have made up my mind, apparently.
You stole our immunity. You condemned us to this life.
Fair grievance, I think.
Why do you get to choose who lives and who dies?
Oh, her eyes are so beautiful.
Amoy. There you are. I always find you, don't I? I promise.
Something
I'll
her
be
dad used to
nice.
say.
This time, okay? This time.
Here comes Principal. We gonna fight? She gonna rein me in? Look at those boots.
Mother.
Now, Principal has been denying the call of the train to commune with the All-Mother for a long time now, so we'll find out if she actually has beef with her as well.
You truly haven't aged a day.
Youngest? What are you doing here? Didn't I just leave you?
Youngest.
You must be in a haze.
So she either thinks or Principal is the youngest of the first 6 clones that there ever were.
That happened 1,000 years ago.
Which could be true.
Talking with the keepers always put you in a funny state of mind.
Oh, shit. The Keepers.
1,000? What time is it?
Sounding like Iris is not as in control of everything as we might have thought.
It's finally dawn, Mother. How does it feel to be on the other side of the knife?
You have no idea.
What? No idea what? What you protected me from? What you sacrificed? Huh. Don't waste your last breath.
You have no idea how I missed you.
Oh shit.
Sisters, hear this.
That blood looks cool.
Mother is dead.
What is happening? Oh, this is very Eco-like. The shadows of the sacrificed boys in Eco. Hello, Eternity Box. Welcome, welcome. Shit is getting crazy in this game.
This Watcher has murdered our beloved mother. She has met with the ancient sin.
This sure seems like this was some kind of setup.
She must see justice. Wait. Principal, you're the youngest?
Okay, supposedly.
If only you hadn't split your poor to 100 pieces.
That's killing the secretary robot.
Keepers. Who are the keepers?
Sure seems like maybe Iris was not actually in control of everything. Kinda seems like she was still being held and experimented on. All these years later.
Sleep well, Watcher. No. No, no, no! You were everything I hoped you would be.
Okay. Not sure how many you can be able to tell what's interactable. Ooh, I'm moving real slow. Okay, bullet time. So before it was my little secretary buddy who would let me know what was interactable. Excuse me. Hello, Artistic Bum. Hi, Gay. Happy birthday, Gay. If you just popped in, you missed some insane shit. I just was on the train to join the All Mother. I think you've been watching these streams, or you've been at some of them. And I just fucking killed the All Mother. And these are all keepers. I don't know what the hell that is. There's a lot about this world that is still being revealed. Can't seem to interact with any of these girlies. Or walk outside of this circle.